Okay. Ready?
There you go. Woo!
Rough.
All right. Rough dogs.
Yes. That was a studio by Francis Trega. I'll work more on that.
Hey, work in is progress.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just started doing like 10 minutes ago.
Why are you so hard on yourself? You're
All right.
human.
Let's go. Hello,
All right,
everybody.
two lonely
Welcome
boys
to the
in a
show.
canoe. Let's go.
right.
Trevor, introduce us.
So first we got fuck this guy. I'm kidding. No, I got Dylan. Got my very good friend Dylan DeArmond from Fire and Trails. And
Welcome,
other
Dylan.
things.
Thank you guys.
Former roommate too. We got Dylan DeArmond. He's a local artist. He's an entrepreneur. He's a philosopher. He's also a time traveler. All facts.
All right, folks. I gotta clear the air because Trevor yelled at Dylan right before we started, and it made the vibe a little strange. But if we get it out there, it'll be okay, right?
You can stand and wander around me now. It's fine.
Good.
You guys are best friends. Shut up.
You're hideously beautiful.
There you
Just to
go.
say that all the time.
Air is
Hideously
clear.
beautiful.
And our other awesome, amazing guest, we've had him here before. He's back again. Silver Squirrel, welcome back, Chris.
Say hi.
It's been a while.
Yeah, man, it's
Yeah,
good to
it's been
see
a
you.
while. Hey, I like the green sweater you got, man. Looks good on you.
How's everything been going?
Good.
Yeah.
Getting over the COVID, but I'm doing good now.
What the fuck, man? Dying on us
over
already?
the COVID.
God damn it, everybody's dying. If you're dying out there, folks, don't do it. Just make that choice not to.
So Chris, you
even if
see,
it's out of your circumstances.
I know you went downtown to the bus and all these things.
Oh, Trevor's trying to cook, man. I knew this would happen. I got to vamp for a little bit, folks. I love Trevor. He's one of my best friends, man. But every once in a while, being a roommate is tough with him. Damn it.
Hey, likewise, motherfucker.
Yeah, and I ain't
Likewise.
perfect neither, yo. I'm a piece of shit sometimes. So we're all humans. I think we're all trying to do something. Yeah. But yeah, no, Trevor's making some mussels. He went out to the coast yesterday to Florence. It smells like seafood and seawater in this motherfucker. And it's a good smell. I like the beach ambiance, you know? It's just
Go
like,
over and smell it, dude. It smells like the beach.
Dude, I smell it.
we smell it. It's in the apartment.
It's in the apartment, yeah.
All right, Trevor, so what were you trying to talk about before you got up and ran away?
I was just saying if Chris had talked to any dirty ladies on the bus recently.
No.
No?
All right.
We haven't had any dirty ladies.
Oh.
What about dirty fellows?
Yeah, there's always dirty fellas. There's always dirty
Homeless
fellas.
guys. Well, there are some dirty fellas running around this
It was
town.
actually
of course.
really quiet today because it's a holiday.
That's true. The buses are usually tame on holidays. I've had to take the bus on Independence Day and stuff before.
It was really quiet.
It's good. You, So, Chris, you bring those drawings with?
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right. Explain the drawings, Trevor. I guess everybody's running away from the podcast. All right, folks, this is our fuck up. We didn't get started right because Trevor wasn't ready to start at 5 or 6. He was ready to start at 7, so that
here we
hour
go.
threw him off.
Here we go.
Here we go.
But yeah, I had to get water. Let's go, Trevor. Sit down.
Alright. So, Chris, let's talk about your art. So, for everyone to know that Chris Kennett here likes to draw, and he likes to draw.
Chris is a pretty dope artist.
He likes to draw real life, and
I like his art. I've seen a couple photos, or not photos, pictures.
do you have anyone with you, the dogs, or?
Yeah, my whole thing.
Yeah,
We
dude,
go
let's see
over it.
that.
Yeah, here we go.
Hell
You're
yeah.
good. You're good.
Explain a little bit about your art, Dylan.
So my art. So I'm a studio photographer. I've recently transitioned to 19th century process.
Yeah.
So I really just like the old school status. Like sometimes cameraless photography that deals with cyanotypes, using the sun, or using just a large format camera, which uses the old school. Hooded photography,
photography.
That's upside the image. I'm
Is
looking at
upside
the image upside down.
Yeah.
There's some guy
It's
playing
like
crazy,
a
like
reflective
rag.
transference or something,
Yep.
you know?
There's a
And
guy
then
playing
it's
ragtime in the
just-
background.
Yeah, so it's just like I'm looking at the image upside down, but I'm looking at it also painterly because I'm looking at the light, the way the image is, because like since I'm looking at it upside down, I get like a different visual of it. So I'm like, okay, I really have to like critique it on spot essentially,
Yeah.
and really
And then
just
come up with a
analyze it.
real-time
I know.
solution if there's an issue with the photo or the
Well,
picture at the
kinda-
moment, yeah.
Solution. It's not a solution,
know
but
the
it's
names
also
of
it's
any of
more
these
painterly
dogs,
because
but-
it's like
You have some
more
others with too?
instantaneous or more momentary.
Some
Yeah.
dogs.
That
This is the
what
coach
the
of
client
Kansas
is
City
looking
Chiefs.
for or what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Very
Looks
drastic.
like him.
Awesome.
Oh,
We're
here's
getting
Mojo.
off on two conversations.
Let's
here.
do our
This is
conversation.
hard.
All right.
No, this is hard.
Focus. All right.
Because we're talking about two different types of art.
Yeah.
There we go.
He's talking about photography. He's the photographer. We'll get to Chris's drawings. Sorry.
Trevor
So
got
we-
sidetracked.
I
Yeah.
feel like we started with Chris's drawings. Let's start with Chris's drawings.
Yeah, Chris, let's see the drawings real
Okay,
quick.
well, here, do you recognize that dog?
I think I've seen it before. So for
That's
everyone,
Mojo.
who's the owner of Mojo?
The dog that used to hang out at the restaurant.
I know the dog.
Oh yeah,
I
he would
know
always
the
be
dog.
leashed. He was always leashed up.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know
leashed
that
up.
dog.
Yeah.
That's Mojo.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, he was always
Yeah,
leashed
big
up and
brown
looking
dog.
sad.
Mojo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Mojo. She's
Nice.
a little
There was
happy
a
there.
person that worked at this restaurant that was right next door to our old apartment complex, and they would tie their dog up outside, which was really fine because most of the
That's Shadow.
days they gave it food.
You know Shadow,
and they
that
kinda,
guy
you know,
that used to go in the
let it hang
7-Eleven
out
with
under
the
the
dog
shade.
all the time.
Yeah.
But
Little
the dog
guy.
was mad friendly. So anybody that would walk up to it, it'd just be real nice too. It was a big dog.
They're not great pictures, but
We got some more.
What type of dog
what's
is
that?
it?
This is just a little
I don't know. It was like a
short
100-pound
Oh,
dog.
that?
though.
Yeah, that's a
What
big
ki-
Mojo's
what
a
kind of
big
You
dog?
look like a
was it?
Saint Bernard. with
Brown
some-
Saint
Yeah,
Bernard.
with-
Saint Bernard.
A brown Bernard.
Nah, Bernard.
Brown Bernard.
Brown
Looks
Bernard.
like one.
I'm
All right,
stoned.
we're back on the rails, folks. I'm not letting this derail any further.
Brown Bernard.
No more artwork.
No,
Oh,
Chris
there.
is a great amateur sketch artist, definitely.
Ooh.
He's fucking crushing
I
it.
like this. Did you?
At the local-
Did,
Yeah, I drew that.
I like that. What
It's
is
a
that?
mosquito eater.
mosquito eater. The kid.
So
Mosquito hawk.
just saying, like coming from an art background, amateur sketch artist is probably the worst term to use.
Damn.
So what's the
I
process?
thought that was good.
Just say
Beginner?
caricature.
Beginner?
Just say caricature.
Caricature
If you're gonna say
artist.
amateur, if you're gonna say amateur anything, just say caricature because
Amateur
that puts it at a
caricaturist.
good level. This is really good.
Oh, thank you.
Your art is really good.
I can't draw nothing like that.
It's pretty good.
I'm a beginner.
It's beyond amateur,
Oh,
okay?
okay.
Just
Damn
saying.
it. Chris
Caricature
is
is like
stepping it up in the art
a
world.
basic low level, but this is beyond
Yeah.
low level.
Blue
Okay.
Jay. That's what
Caricature.
Oh, yeah.
Caricature. Just so you know.
Caricature.
Caricature.
Just so you know.
All right, so say caricature, and then because he's beyond amateur.
I think the
Caricature.
cat's getting into
So
the
above
plant.
caricature is it just professional
Yeah,
at that
she's
point?
got a piece of meat.
I would
What's
say like
What would you say beyond character?
artist.
God, this is
Okay.
going off the
Yeah.
rails. The cat's eating the fucking food.
She is,
Trevor
she is.
and Dylan are having a great time.
All right,
They are having a good time, guys.
She likes the turkey.
I bet she does.
Good call, Chris. What do you have on the agenda, Trevor?
All right,
Damn
so we
it.
got some things. We got a fucking platter right on the thing now.
Trevor doesn't know how to handle food, paperwork, artwork, and photos all at the same time.
All of you
Neither
fuck
do
up.
I.
Okay,
We're
here's
all
it.
fucking up.
So here's actually a cool quote I found yesterday, and it says, "If you plan for the worst, all surprises are pleasant. It's like, okay.
By who?
Robert Jordan, guy who wrote The Wheel of Time.
Ooh.
So
Can you repeat
Wheel
that?
of Time, like Buddhist Wheel of Time? Or?
no, like the giant science fiction fantasy thing that came out in the 80s.
Can you repeat that?
If you plan for the worst, all surprises are pleasant.
Yeah. Who wrote that?
Robert Jordan.
Oh,
He was a writer who had been he had been to Vietnam and done a bunch of shit, and then he like wrote these dope ass sort of like
He listened
Tolkien
to
like
Fortunate
books.
Son a couple times.
Oh yeah, and he's as Fortunate Son's going on, and he has the M16 in the arm. And he's like just kind of like he will be the chosen one. All right, let's get in the chopper. Let's go.
We're Vietnam, bitch.
The shadow will fall. Get off the chopper. Like all that shit.
I wanted to do that.
I like the birds, man. The birds are the.
I do like the birds too. So yeah, book review. The Shadow Rising. It's book 4, The Wheel of Time. It's pretty cool. Check it out.
I haven't heard a lot of real authors. There's this guy at my job that keeps bringing up like these authors that I should know about, and I'm just like, damn, I don't read enough books.
Can you like give me an example?
Not at all.
Damn.
Oh, dude.
All right, so we can do some local news.
What do we got?
So it's supposed to be cooling down a little bit, folks. And I also have some local news.
Let me describe what's going on because we don't have a visual right now.
Nope.
Trevor is trying to grab a newspaper while dropping the newspaper, while moving a platter, while attempting not to drop the newspaper, while dropping all the sheets of newspaper that he just needed. He's trying to read it, but he can't get it apart. This is going haywire. I don't know what's happening right now.
I'm not seeing where the weather is. Oh, I see the comics. Damn it. All right.
We're going to read the funnies to you, folks.
So apparently...
And now he's got his paper in the platter. It's going all haywire. The cat's on the couch.
So we got Governor...
Cat's in the cradle with the silver spoon.
Let me fucking die.
Blue in the man in the moon.
Fuck this, I'm eating cheese. Alright, so the governor declares emergency over wildfire threat. Kate Brown declared state of emergency on Sunday due to the imminent threat of wildfires across Oregon. And yeah, it's important that we take care of fires.
I think the biggest issue is California is guaranteed to burn every year now.
And fires are moving up from California.
Well, the area just never gets the attention it needs once the fires occurred. Most of the brush and the fucking burnt shit stays there, and it's good tinder for the next year. Yeah, it just catches again sometimes. But
We have the coastal
you gotta
news.
have wildfires. It's a part
This
of
is
it.
the coastal news.
And then the wildfires work their way up here.
Yeah. And now we had smoke this morning, actually, from the fires.
They keep doing these interviews from Weed County,
That place
California,
always burns.
and it's just funny to hear like the governor of weed, or the mayor of weed, and I'm like, who is the mayor of weed?
The mayor of weed is
it
tired of all.
Cypress Hill? Is it Tommy Chong? Because I think he'd be the mayor of weed.
The mayor of weed is tired of all this fire burning all these trees.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait a second. We
What's
want
going
fire
on
to
right
burn these
now?
trees.
California.
Man, there's too much smoke. Too much smoke from the mayor
There's
of
too
weed.
much smoke for weed, California.
Yeah.
God damn it. Chris was nice enough to bring us over a beautiful little platter thing, and he's always feeding us. He's always bringing some sort of snack over.
We appreciate
it, Chris. And Dylan brought himself in some brews, and that is much appreciated.
Yeah.
No problem, guys.
Oh, man.
Glad to be here.
Definitely, man. And can I just say, Dylan has a rockin' beard, man. He's got a cool beard.
Yes, Chris has beard envy right now.
A little bit, because I grow the bar really well. Once it gets to this area, it gets a little bit patchy. But I could do a full beard. It's a lot to keep. It's a lot to keep a beard.
How do you do with beards? Have you ever had a beard, Chris?
When I was in the hospital for 30 days, I grew a beard.
Oh,
Yeah?
And I
yeah?
had long hair and I looked like Jesus.
Oh, wow. I couldn't picture you with long hair. I've only ever seen
I
you with
had
short
long
hair.
I had long hair and
Wow.
I looked like
So
Jesus.
is it brown? Kind of brown and gray, or just brown?
It wasn't gray. My hair wasn't gray then.
So brown?
Yeah, brown.
Okay.
We're talking genetics, folks.
Trying to figure it
We're
out.
talking dominant versus non-dominant genes. Biology.
Also, shout out to Sea Lion Caves out a little bit north of Florence. Actually,
Sea lion.
Dylan and I actually went there, went to see the sea lions, and it's
You
just
got to visit it.
thousands of smelly, angry sea lions in this cave that is partially above the water, and they're always just going nuts.
They're gambling and doing drugs.
Prostitutes, all of it. They're not reading the Bible all the time or going to church. They're just fucking.
They're not called sea lions because they're passive.
Exactly.
There's also like sea lion fossils though.
Yeah.
So, which is kind of cool.
It's always crazy seeing a sea lion attack.
Dude.
Because you don't see them quite frequently, but enough that it's a problem.
It is a problem.
Sea lions will catch you in the water and
They
try
can
to get
fuck
you.
you up.
Yeah.
When I lived in the Big Sur area, I remember doing some ocean fishing, and there was a apparently an 800-pound like elephant seal
Sure.
that he would just fucking come around and like scare people. And
He's
I did,
big enough.
and I saw him in the water one time, dude, and he was like, I would not want him to jump in front of me.
Just because of the
Huge.
sheer mass, it's kind of like having a hippo in the water. You know, it's hard to get away from it. It's big and it's quick in the
Oh,
fucking
and
water.
seals are pretty much the hippos of the water.
Hippos, yeah. We just had a white rhino born.
Does anybody remember this
We had a
show?
white rhino born.
Yeah, San Diego Zoo.
All right,
That's-
national news right there, folks.
We're bringing
Albino,
back rhinos that
Yeah.
are dying out.
Albino rhino born. That's your national news now.
It's crazy because the white rhinos are only in captivity right now.
Yep.
Because there's
Yeah.
none in the wild.
Yep.
None
Damn.
August 6th was when it was born.
this year. Nice.
It's a
August
baby now.
6th.
It's a little male.
Aw,
No.
little man. There's a really cute video of a hippo and a rhino growing up together, and they were both abandoned, and the hippo and the rhino became best friends, but the zookeepers had to start keeping them apart once they got older because they were picking up tendencies from the other, and they eventually got separated. But there's a gate that's kind of close, and they look at each other through the gate and they say hi to each other and stuff, and like still remember who their buddy is.
Wow.
Yeah, hippo and a rhino. Good friendship there. Yeah.
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 The hippo likes the water, and the rhino, what's he like?
The rhino likes the water and he likes chasing
water,
stuff.
Chasing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like they made good buddies. Yeah.
Yeah. And world news: Russian-Ukraine war is still going on.
Ukraine started an offensive towards Russia.
Also, here's some fun news. The CFO of Bed Bath & Beyond fell 18 stories to his death out of a hotel, apparently.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Suicide?
We don't know. You gotta realize this dude was a multi-millionaire. He's
Did
charged
he
with
get
Bed Bath &
Epsteined?
Who knows?
He hung himself, or he
Who
fell
knows?
out.
I just saw that and like, damn. It's pretty crazy.
Rich people die like normal people too, but there's usually more interesting circumstances.
Like, what's going on even with like Putin, where he had the CFO, the CEO of an oil company got thrown out the window. We talked about that. Like, yeah, you just have crazy, weird shit happen, like death by window, or like, you're getting, or you die by toad poison, or just some crazy shit.
Well, it's like it makes you wonder, I suppose, what was their last
espionage.
24 hours like? You know,
Yep.
what was
Yep.
going on in their life? What happened? You know, like there's so many cameras. There's got to be a few angles of this dude in his last 24 hours before he just jumped or fell out of a window.
Or even like
Yeah.
there's a news reporter from Saudi Arabia, and he was butchered up, and he was taken out of body bags, and they're like, "Hey, Prince of Saudi Arabia, you did this," and he's like, "Yeah, you know, stuff happens."
People die.
Yeah, it's crazy is because this guy is so rich they can't prosecute him. He's literally
It makes
pretty much
it
a
hard
billionaire.
when you have oil money. Yeah, oil money is.
And you're the
hard
king.
to
You're the
combat.
king of the country of
Damn.
the country of the most oil in the world.
Saudi Arabia is our friend only through commerce, but it's through that commerce that we begin, cultural sharing, man.
Yeah, we share things like the desalination plants.
Technology, plants, yeah.
Desalination technology we shared with them.
We've become really decent friends with certain people just based off of business interests. Not even countries that we necessarily have more interest in politically or geographically, but because they have specific, commodities.
Sources.
Yes, that makes us better friends than enemies. Yeah,
Like Mexico and their
it's
drugs.
like the bitchy sister You know, you're like, yeah, she's all right. Yeah, she's kind of a bitch, but she's my sister. Yeah.
Oh, no. I got a sister. I gotta be with her now.
Oh yeah. Chris is like, I can't say nothing. I got a sister.
She's not bitchy. She's evil.
I know sisters, Chris. I got a few of them. They're awesome until they're not.
Yeah.
Just like your brothers, they're awesome until they're not. Family's fun.
Yeah.
Family's always fun. So you got a lot of family, Dylan?
Yeah, I got 2 sisters.
Nice.
Yeah.
What are the age?
So 2 younger sisters, 10 years difference
Yeah.
from my younger sister,
Okay.
and 4 years difference from my middle sister.
Okay.
My middle sister's probably the most responsible of all of us.
Yeah.
Though being the older brother, I've been more of the inspiration of us all.
Yeah.
Though I've been the most rebellious.
I think that's a part of it, though. You know, somebody's got to set the trail and do the things, you know, and then the younger siblings can say, I like that, or I don't like that, yeah.
And they learn from you.
They definitely do.
Exactly. Yeah.
I looked up to my brothers a ton when I was growing up. One was a pretty hardcore alcoholic, and the other one smoked a ton of weed.
So
I was like getting both of them, the best worlds.
yeah. So can I ask, since we're on the topic of siblings, where does everyone stand? Is everyone like the youngest? Because there is a discrepancy between the youngest and the
So do
oldest.
you want us to go around and say?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you go first,
Yeah.
Dylan.
So I'm the oldest of my family. So
Yeah.
there's that discrepancy.
So until my dad was remarried, I was the youngest. My sister is 1
Youngest.
year younger than me. But yeah, I'm the youngest.
You're the youngest.
Yep.
Okay.
I got an older sister and 2 older brothers.
I'm the middle. I'm in the middle.
Middle job. Trevor?
I have an older sister, and we're still in contact. And I have a younger brother that died.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
So I'm in the middle. My sister was the most is the most responsible. I'm the most rebellious, like you. But she is very successful. She's a teacher.
Nice.
She's very successful, and she gets business done. For me too. She did a lot of business for me when my parents died. So
Helped you out.
Yep, got things organized.
So why you gotta love family and you
Yeah.
hate them, you know? Sometimes they're on that other end where you're not appreciating them and you don't really care for them at that point. But then there's other points in your life where, you know, it's nice to have them there and it's nice to have assistance or, you know, it plays both in the dynamic, I think, of the older and younger, kind of the teaching and being taught.
Yeah. No. Sorry, Chris. Like, can you go on with being the youngest? How does that feel? Being the youngest.
I looked up to my brothers a
being
lot.
interviewed by Dylan
my
right now.
sister.
Ooh.
Well, it was weird because
We interview the interviewers. That's what you're doing. We
I've
interview
been
we interview the interviewers and interview the interviewers.
Eric Andre.
Who's the,
Eric
who's
Andre-
the real
who's the- and
interviewer?
Eric Andre popped in. Yeah. He popped into this guy's interviewing at the Republican National Committee 2016, right in the middle. Eric Andre, right? You know who he is, Eric Andre? Yeah, right in the middle of them.
Yep,
and then he
yep.
got pulled on stage on Alex Jones and had a discussion of Alex Jones and then got violently pulled off the stage of Alex Jones. And the guy was trying to fight him and this like little Latino guy like popped up. He's like, "You're not Martin Luther King. You're not. Out of nowhere. And he's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
And then he gets out of that fucking madhouse.
And he goes,
People yell,
Coachella sucks this year.
he just kills him. And this happened to him.
Yeah.
Eric Andre.
It's
Icon.
funny, yeah.
But yeah, no, being the youngest sibling is, it's weird in the way that, like, you always are talked down to.
Yeah.
And I always had to look up to my older brothers, whether they were doing good or bad shit. My oldest sister kind of moved out when I was young. She was gone by the time I was like 8 or 9, so I didn't really get a chance to meet her as much. I met her later in life. She's pretty nice. But my older brothers I looked up to a lot, and one of them's very responsible and very about his shit. He has a family. And my other brother's a little bit more irresponsible. He's been in trouble with the law a little bit more. And he just had his first child this past year. So it's kind of interesting to see the dynamic play out where one dude's a more stable family guy. He has a job. He goes to the job. He picks his kid up from school. All that stuff, and he smokes weed. Then my other brother, he's a little more of an alcoholic, and he is just getting into the parenting phase of his life. So it's going to be interesting to watch that dynamic play out and kind of see what he does and how he chooses, because we all had rough upbringings with drugs. Because my mother was addicted to harder drugs like crack and coke and stuff like that. And my dad used to party like that a long time ago, but he gave it up when he was like 30 to raise his family. He had a bunch of kids. So we've seen like the opposite dynamic, I guess, the drug addicted parent and then the one that's really functional. But yeah, it's interesting as you get older because you're not a child anymore. So those dynamics no longer apply. It's an adult dynamic. And it's like, man, people put up with a lot of things to raise families. And they do a lot.
But being the youngest, do you feel like it's benefited you the most?
I've got to watch a lot of people make a lot of different choices.
Mm-hmm.
And from that, I've been able to gain a lot of perspective and saying, I can see why they did this, and I can see maybe how I would choose to do something differently. And I think that's one of the things that sometimes as a younger sibling, sometimes people don't pick it up as easily because you're always learning from somebody else. No matter who it is, younger, older, whatever, you're always learning something. And if you stop learning or you think you're not good enough to learn or you think you're too good to learn, you stop growing as a person. And that's when you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You need to always try to better yourself and try to do something. Something's better than nothing. But I love my brothers, and I love my brother that smokes weed because he's mad supportive of me growing and kind of doing my own thing out here. So are my other brothers, but I think he understands it more. Yeah, that's pretty dope. Trevor, family dynamics.
Oh, God. So as far as I know, the only child. And,
Trevor doesn't know he has a whole other family.
Well, my dad traveled around a lot.
I'm saying,
the
it's a
70s and
possibility
80s and
there.
80s, man. Wild times.
What you didn't know is your dad was a big time swinger.
That'd be fucking
He
great.
got around to a lot of parties, and he has a bunch of kids around the country.
I've lived with my mom. I wouldn't blame him, honestly.
He's like, you
all right,
live with her.
Yeah, she can be spicy, to put it very nicely. But yes.
They can't handle the spice. She's so Latin.
Oh, is she Jennifer Lopez in movies?
Lopez.
Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, only child, and I had a lot of friends that I would hang out with a lot because there was definitely some family dynamic issues growing up. So there'd be times where I'd be locked out of the house and need somewhere to stay. So
You
I'd
go to a
stay
friend's house.
Yeah, so I'd go through like the park with all the crackheads all the time, and I'd go through there and I'd hang out with them. And I don't know. I guess the interesting thing is like you're expected to be responsible, and like there's
a lot of pressure on
a lot
a
of
single
pressure
child.
because it's it's like why aren't you doing well, and it's like well I want to do this, and then it's like oh well, fuck you then. So it was they very much believe
the
like
good old talk to the hand because your mouth is listening.
I mean it was very like strict like oh you better not fuck up, or I'm like oh, the lamp is suddenly broken? I wonder who could have fucking broken it. You're the only,
there's nobody else to
you're the
blame.
only suspect. There's no one to blame. So if I ever did anything like smash both sides, immediately like, okay, I'm about to have a fun time with my dad right now in this room over here. So yeah, it's like there was definitely pressure to like, hey, if you're gonna do shit, don't get caught. I haven't gone to jail because I've done a lot of fucked up shit. Never got caught. That's the thing. If you're gonna do something, be slick as fuck about it.
Trevor's a slick motherfucker.
I haven't gone to jail, and Jalen knows I've done a lot of illegal shit, and I have not gone to jail.
He's like, I punched that cop, but I knocked him out, so he doesn't know what happens. No, I think that it's got to be hard being an only child because a lot of the times parents haven't figured out parenting just yet. But like your second or third child. There's a lot more experience.
I'm still like
there.
the test. Like
you're the test subject.
I'm like Terminator 1. I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm T100.
You're Team 100.
And I don't like the stereotype that, oh, the old lazy and spoiled. Like, you don't fucking know. Like, who...
I think that if parents are going to spoil a child, no matter if they have one or enough or more, they're going to spoil their children. But, like, it's hard when people believe like a stereotype, like,
Yeah.
oh, there must be only one child, you must spoil that child.
Well, say I have an example like Chris is a younger brother, but he's natural, like taking care of it, like taking charge of a situation it needs to be, and like getting people through. And usually there's a stereotype that all younger children are childish and they won't.
Well, the only way I got that way was because of having parents that my dad worked all the time. Like I used to go to work with him on Saturdays because there was nobody to watch me and shit.
And he was a mechanic.
And he was a daily drinker, and then my mother was addicted to drugs in a way. So if I wasn't being beat up by my brothers, I was always with my dad, or I was always... And it was funny with my dad growing up. Sometimes he was really loving when he was drunk, and sometimes he'd beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of in the middle. And my brothers were bullies. You know, they were my older brothers, so they just beat me up. So I constantly got my ass kicked all my upbringing until I was about 15.
And that's
And I was big enough to fight back.
That's part of being
And but it's crazy because the dynamics of bullying, whether in a family or out in the world, play out, and you kind of see the effect. Because I can tell Trevor got bullied a little bit, I got bullied a little bit. Everybody, I think, gets a round of it.
I definitely had to have some fights because in the 90s you could still get away with shit.
That's how you did
Yeah,
it.
there was a lot of
fight you.
Yeah,
today.
there was a bunch of Russians and Mexicans, and I was one of the minority of like white people that were American.
Hey, you poor white male.
Yeah. So, and I lived right by a trailer park. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of times as a kid I remember like some Russian kid would would do some crazy shit or try to kick me and I'd catch him, or like you have to fight some random kid somewhere. Or like, why'd you throw his head into that metal bench over there? It's like, because he was bullying me. And I threw a kid I threw his head into a metal bench, never fucked me again. People left me the fuck alone for a while.
It's the sad part,
Yeah,
man.
dude, I had to do it, and I would
You
go
do
and
some
I would,
crazy shit as a kid, and then everybody's like, "Well, let's not talk to the crazy kid." And it's like, I'm not that crazy, but
just getting bullied a lot, man.
Yeah,
Growing up,
there's a
I had to
reason
fight a
behind
lot
the
of people
madness.
growing up because I was always getting bullied. 'Cause I was alone. I didn't have any siblings. Like, hey, we'll keep an eye out. So you're always like, oh, fuck these people.
I think that it's hard, no matter kind of where you grow up. It's hard being a kid.
Yeah,
it's hard
it
being.
can always be
younger.
worse.
Yeah.
Always be worse.
You can do so much more as an adult.
Oh, shit.
You know, there's no real restrictions besides the law, and there's ways around the law. Yeah.
Always, if you have enough money, you can do anything.
You can Epstein your own island.
Fuck yeah.
You buy a private island and fly
Make your
a
own
bunch
laws.
of rich, famous people out there, and then take incriminating photos so that they
Ooh.
will help you out in your further life ventures.
Ah.
I'm not saying anybody in particular, but maybe somebody's husband that was a president, and somebody's wife that ran for president. Maybe they just ended up on that island by mistake.
This man who might have president, did he happen to play saxophone too?
Well, I know one thing.
He did
not have sex with Monica Lewinsky.
I knew you were gonna say that shit, bro. I was like, yeah, Bill Clinton jokes, let's go. I loved old Dirty Bill. Dirty Bill.
The Bill Club, remember that? Bill
Yeah.
Cosby.
Bill Cosby, Bill Clinton, yeah.
I'm Bill, and he's Bill.
That's funny. Oh, thank you.
Here comes the joint. Here comes
Thank
the
you,
joint.
Chris. Oh, dude, fucking water polo with Chris. Let's go. I've been wanting.
Water polo.
Well, we're waiting for. Well, it is summertime, so it is water polo.
In the
season.
summertime when you're playing water polo.
Come on, Chris.
I was just thinking about the person that'd be the greatest water polo player that I know.
Aquaman.
It'd be Trevor Holstrom.
What?
Yeah?
Because
I
we'd
don't
love
think-
to see him in that little hat,
I wouldn't want to wear that little hat. No.
and the speedos.
No. And the goofy ass goggles.
The old,
Yeah, you need-
the old,
What the
crotch,
fuck?
old crotch robbers.
But
No.
he'd be the
If you have
fastest
any,
swimmer.
if you have any length with a flaccid penis, the spandex bathing suits, they just suck your dick back in. Yeah, you got no press.
No press.
No, he'd be the fastest swimmer in the pool.
I don't know about that, man.
No,
Like,
you would. I just know you're built that way.
I used to be a decent swimmer, but I never did. Like,
I think you'd be the
swimming on a
fastest
team.
swimmer in the pool if you put a bear or a shark in there.
Oh, I'd be way quicker. Or me, if you're like, hey, there's this new metal record over here. Do you want to listen to it? It's from Iceland. I'd be like, let's go. Also, giant wheel of cheese, and I would go fucking crazy.
Isn't that just what you got to do for like anybody to become great at something? Just give them something to focus on so much that that's all they ever want, and then just put it in front of them.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like Joe Jackson, like, hey, I won't beat you if you sing this perfectly.
Yeah.
Hey,
Sorry
B,
about
C,
that.
1, 2,
That
3.
childhood, Michael. It's not
All
easy
right.
growing up.
No. So tell us more about water polo, Chris. We got totally derailed.
Well,
by
I
these
played it a few
motherfuckers.
times.
You're just worshiping that I would be great at. I don't think so.
I tried out
I
some
know
water
you
played
polo one time.
Trevor would be great at it, wouldn't
No, I'd be
Yeah,
okay.
he would.
He'd be a good swimmer.
Yeah.
He's tall.
I think he,
Tall,
yeah,
He's
he?
tall.
Yeah, he was built for it.
I'm a good,
Yeah.
decent swimmer, but I never
pretty
play water polo.
careless.
You gotta wade in
shit.
water a lot.
You should
This guy.
just imagine yourself as a water polo.
All right, tell us about when you played water
no,
polo.
I love this. Chris,
I
keep
was like,
going.
child-
No, it's bullshit.
No, for the water
No,
polo team.
this bullshit.
Trevor's the new star forward on the water polo team.
Yeah.
What Legion of Skank shenanigans is this? No. No, I'm not going to be on a water polo team.
A hardcore contestant at the water polo games.
Well, we want to see him in the Speedos and the little hat and goggles.
I
No!
don't want to
Definitely
see
the
him,
Speedo.
but I think I'd laugh and I'd love to see it once. Like that'd be,
Ah,
all right, we're all getting in speedos and we're gonna take a weird speedo photo.
Photo, yeah.
Yes!
Yes!
That'd be a good one.
But I don't really care to play water polo. That would be fun though.
No, I just on the phone, Trevor, and I was just thinking about something, and then it popped into my mind. And looking
love
at
it,
you
Chris.
when I was on the
Perfect.
phone, I'm like, dude, he'd make an excellent water polo player.
He actually would. Like,
Yeah.
Anyways, tell about when you played water polo.
No.
I was just
no.
a child.
Huh?
I was like 6 years old or something.
He's trying to change the subject because he's
Yeah.
done talking about him
Yeah,
playing water
exactly.
polo in a speedo.
This is
We
ridiculous.
didn't have to wear hats.
can I bring the physique of Trevor up?
No!
Yes,
So Trevor-
yes. Let's go over the physique
No.
of Trevor. Yes.
Trevor
guys are-
likes being hairless, so he
He is a
honestly
hairless mole rat.
would be the
I'm a
perfect
Filipino boy,
candidate
thank you very
for
much.
water-
I'm hairless like a
water polo.
Filipino boy, alright?
Just want to say that, like, he likes shaving.
No, I don't
Perfect.
shave!
Perfect. No, what are you talking about? What are you
I'd never shave these
don't have
bitches.
any
Trevor,
Okay, you
Trevor,
wouldn't shave your
I
body.
don't
Doesn't
shave
he-
my
You
body.
were
Water
Okay.
polo,
I don't
you
need to
would.
shave.
You would.
Okay, so Trevor doesn't need to shave much because he's not a very hairy arm person, man, or leg person, man. But he does shave his head constantly.
Yes.
He's like a black man with shaving his head. He's like, I gotta wax that shit to keep it clean, baby.
Just don't like having hair. It gets annoying. Gets my eyes and shit.
Your hair never gets long enough to get in your eyes.
I used to have a giant mohawk, dude. I used to have a super tall
I
mohawk.
want to see that.
I don't
I've never
see it
seen
anymore.
that.
I used to have it.
But
Never.
you don't have it now.
When I was like 18, I had a
I like
fucking
where this is
foot tall
going.
mohawk.
Never.
So Trevor,
No.
why don't you grow your
What, you don't
mohawk
believe
back?
me?
No, I believe you.
I did.
I really do believe you. I've always seen this Trevor. I've always seen.
Backcountry, I had a
Shortcut
long
Trevor.
picture. You see a picture of me in backcountry when I had
No,
the giant.
I haven't.
I was in the stupid, like,
All right,
turtle
Trevor.
thing.
This is the thing. You're growing out your hair.
No.
You're going for water polo. You're gonna
No.
learn how to play the
Yep.
You're gonna learn how to play the to-go, or what is it?
The agogo?
The agogo.
Agogo.
You're gonna learn how to play the agogo.
What the
We're
fuck
doing-
bullshit is this?
So the agogo
What
is
is
a musical
going on?
instrument that Dylan brought up earlier, and I've seen it before, but I didn't know what it was called. It's
Yeah.
basically like a piece of wood that's carved with notches in it, so that as you hit it with another piece of wood, like the what is it? They're like the little wooden balls, or the little stick with the ball at the end. Fuck.
Drumstick?
No.
It's like a mallet with a wooden hollow piece.
Yeah. That makes a really cool sound when you
It
smack
makes
it.
varying from the depth you hit the wood piece.
Yeah, it'll make
it
a
makes a
different
different
sound.
sound, and it's very unique, and you would understand the sound when you hear it.
Yeah.
If I had the instrument right now, I'd hit it right now.
I'm gonna have to listen to some agogo music.
All right,
later,
folks, it's
apparently.
official. Trevor's gonna learn the agogo.
No.
He's going
I'm
to
gonna
play
try out for
agogo.
water polo. He's gonna get a speedo on. He's growing the mohawk back. I love it, Trevor. Moving
yes,
on. Next
yes.
subject. Next subject.
That was way.
I love it. I love it.
Fuck all of you.
Fuck all.
Damn you, Chris.
Okay, water polo. Yeah, what's next, Trevor?
Suck.
More artwork?
All right, ganja facts with Chris.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna talk
Are you
about.
growing more?
Yeah, let's talk about.
Yeah, I
How
had
about
to
that
cut
real
a
quick?
plant down early. it sucks. Sometimes not everything finishes the same time. Different genetics and different plants. And one of the plants that I had in there was just a really early finisher. It was an auto flower. And it just started out really young, flowering. And immediately, once it went into the big veg and it went into its big flower stage, it just finished really early. So the rest of the plants got like 2 to 3 weeks at least. But this one was finished about a month early. So, what's that?
So sorry, I got a question. So you have you said it's autoflower. So do you think that's like strain specific, or do you think that's just like genetics?
So it is. Strain
genetics.
is genetics.
Yeah,
But-
That's what I'm saying.
genetics.
That's-
It
okay,
is.
It's a
okay.
part of
Genetics.
genetics.
Yeah, it's part of
Um,
genetics,
yeah.
but like there's
So-
some people would categorize genetics.
So when I
differently.
began this run,
fuck
I
those
had
people.
I had 8
I
seeds
could think
that
of
started out of 10. So 8 out of 10 started. I ran all 8 of them. One didn't make it through the veg stage. It just
Okay.
didn't have the strength. The other ones that went into flower, all 7 of them. Out of that, 3 turned out to be males. So I removed the males, and now I have 4 big girls.
Yeah.
But one of them just got cut out and is hanging and drying now. But that is a genetic thing. It's from the seed. But the weed it grew is very good. It didn't grow a lot of lowers, which is kind of nice. It focused a lot of attention on the top buds, which is kind of what you want. It just grew up really fast, and when I topped it, it did start to spread out a little bit, but it didn't. It didn't produce a ton of different colas. You know.
Is that what we're smoking
Okay.
now? Some of your weed?
No, not yet. Mine's drying.
Oh, this, I get high on that.
Yeah, but here in a couple weeks, we'll have to come over and have a session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we can listen. Oh, have you seen
Oh.
the Big Floyd The Wall movie?
I love
What the fuck?
Trevor's. What was it? Tim Allen. A guy called. Oh.
what?
He's talking about
Pink
watching
Floyd.
Pink Floyd The Wall. He's
Yeah,
never seen it.
He showed me clips
You've
of
never
it.
seen the movie?
No,
I haven't either.
I think it's a travesty.
I haven't. I love
I
Pink
used
Floyd.
to watch it on mushrooms all the time. It's a great
Yeah,
movie to
I've
watch on
seen it,
mushrooms.
dude.
Damn, I should watch it. I've
What
seen
the
clips.
fuck?
And it's just so
I also
cool.
haven't seen Spinal Tap. The whole
I
thing.
haven't seen Spinal Tap.
But
It's okay.
Yeah.
But Pink Floyd The Wall is definitely a movie that I think you'd love.
Yeah, Spinal
would
Tap
love
is
it.
okay, but
Yeah.
Pink Floyd I've heard things about from Steve
Wall.
Gorman, the drummer of Black Crowes.
Yeah.
go on, Chris.
He was telling us how when he saw Pink Floyd's The Wall, he was
Oh, the
impressed.
Yeah.
He was impressed.
So you're talking about the tour and the album. We were talking about the movie.
Yeah, the movie.
Have you ever seen the movie before,
No,
Chris?
but Steve Gorman was talking about. He was really
So they
impressed.
do a movie based on, kind of loosely based on the lead singer Roger Waters' life. He had polio as a child. His father was in World War II, and they do a lot of references to that. They also do some references to, I guess, maybe his first wife.
She ruined the band.
Well, not ruin the band.
Yoko
but,
Ono,
yeah.
the Beatles.
Well, he was in love with this girl in
funny.
the story, but I don't even know if it's related to Roger Waters' life or anything.
Right.
But there's a guy that's in love with a girl, and the girl can't be with him because he's chasing drugs and his music too hard. So he's a great music artist,
Musician.
musician. But he's constantly just like numb. You know, he's doing too many drugs and he's smoking a ton of hash. And at a
It's
point,
like the song "Comfortably Numb."
well, at a point
Yeah.
in the movie, during the song "Comfortably Numb,"
Yep.
right after or right before it, he trashes his hotel room and he like cuts his hair off and he throws a fucking TV into the pool in the
He has a
area.
psychotic breakdown.
Yeah, pretty much. And then he does heroin, and a bunch of guys end up finding him in his room, his manager and stuff, because he has to go on stage.
Yeah.
So what they do is end up getting him on a gurney, and they're like rushing him down the hallway as this crazy Pink Floyd song is playing. They're like shooting him up full of drugs so he can go on stage. And, you know. It's a pretty awesome film, and there's a lot of good animation too. You know, they do the whole entire album of The Wall. Yeah,
Cool.
shout out Pink Floyd, psychedelic rock.
What year was it made?
89, 88.
Oh, it's an old movie.
A little bit.
I'm surprised I never saw it.
All right.
Is there anybody out there?
I'm going to talk about Labor Day now.
Hey,
What
what are
is
you going to talk
Labor
about
Day
Labor
about?
Day?
Yeah.
Happy Labor Day, y'all.
Yeah.
By the
What's
way-
the history?
By the way, happy Labor Day to everyone out there. This is the Labor Day special.
Wait, we're going to talk about this IHOP thing, right?
Oh, that's right.
Oh!
All right, let me do a brief history first. So it's normally recognized the first Monday of every September. It's first came out 1885, 1886. There was a worker movement with legislation to get it recognized, and it was introduced in the bill. But Oregon was the first state actually to pass it as a law back in 1887, and then Colorado, Massachusetts, New Jersey,
Pass
New
into
York
a law?
Oregon.
for recognizing Labor Day.
Yeah.
Oh, as a holiday?
As a holiday.
holiday.
Back in 1887, it was the first time.
Weird.
Dude, Oregon has hella hard workers.
They do.
Hella loggers.
Shout out Oregon workers.
Yeah. But it's
historical loggers.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, Oregon's famous for its logging, for its fishing. Also
There's a lot
for
of
its-
cool like photos.
It's mining
you go in
also.
And you see like
Yeah,
the old
mining.
black and
Yeah.
white photos of a dude's like a couple of guys with a chainsaw or not a chainsaw, a saw blade,
The
and they got
cross
a
cuts.
gigantic
Cross cut.
fucking tree, and they're just like half the size of the tree, and they're like,
Yep. Yep.
those are cool.
So yeah, Oregon has a long history of doing a lot of crazy labor, and there was I guess an argument about who was the first guy to do it. So who was the founder of Labor Day. So some people say that
I thought it was John Labor.
No, they say it was Peter McGuire was the first guy, and he was a guy in charge of the Carpenters Union. But then they're saying, oh, it wasn't Peter McGuire. It was this other random dude instead, Matthew Maguire. Pretty much the same last name. Literally just they added an A in there. It's the dumbest shit ever. But it says, he was part of the machinists over in New Jersey. And they're like, no, we did it first. Fuck you. And then President Cleveland signed it into law, making it National Labor Day.
Wait, can I go back to what's the machinists?
Machinists, I work with machinists every day at work.
It's just working with machines.
It's specifically working with machines that shape metal. So like
You run
metal
like a
lathes.
specific machine.
So it's like you run a lathe. A lathe is a giant tool that shapes things, but usually metal lathes nowadays are highly computerized, and you have this giant unit, and you have saw blades that I'll sharpen too, but then to do the finishing
Al
touches.
Sharpton?
The black man needs to rise up.
I'll
Yeah.
sharpen these blades.
Al Sharpton. Nice. That was a good joke. Al Sharpton these blades. Al Sharpton these blades. Al. That's the name of this fucking episode. Quick, get me a pen. Give me a pen, motherfucker.
Right here.
Oh, I'm writing this shit down.
Well, that was great. I'll sharpen these blades.
Come back.
All right, here you take it.
No.
Don't worry about us, folks. We're just a bunch of stoners laughing at stupid jokes.
But yeah, we're
Talking about life and shit.
But we're talking about Labor Day. Al sharpen these blades. I'm writing this down because otherwise.
Well, can I start the IHOP story real quick?
Okay.
So
Oh, shit.
we went to IHOP earlier today because we were both hungry boys and we wanted to get a nice breakfast. And
Yeah.
but we originally went to the original Pancake House. It was a little packed out there. It's a busier location. Then we went to IHOP. IHOP had a lot of spots open. We were like, oh, that'd be good. So we get sat and we meet our waiter, and he's kind of a cool dude. He's getting his new system checked out. There's some sort of technology where it's like a iPad, and you put in the order and it goes straight to the kitchen type deal.
Yeah.
And he was just having a little bit of a rough time learning it. So we get our food in, and there's a lady behind us, and she's bitching about being bullied.
Yeah, the random.
And we didn't know what was going on, but we were just listening to her talking about being bullied and how some of the food was taking a long time.
Yeah.
And we were just like, whatever, lady. It's some white lady complaining about the world, and then we were like, it happens. You know, white women are gonna be bitching.
Always be bitching. I love how they take like the feminist movement where it's like, oh, it's for the people of, people of color that are oppressed, and white women are like, oh, we're gonna fucking take this shit over.
Yeah, no, that's hilarious pants.
They
that
swing
it's
their
like,
fucking-
We have
No,
to
no, no.
change this for minorities, and we're gonna start
Just
with the
gotta say-
white women. I was like,
Just
wait,
gotta say,
what?
there's second wave, third wave, and fourth wave women, feminists.
Okay, please explain the waves of feminism. I'm sure that.
Dude,
And
I
then
don't
we'll
even
explain the
understand.
pancakes of IHOP.
All right.
Did you have pancakes?
We tried.
Eventually, we
tried.
eventually did.
So
We had to wait a
we
while.
waited like 30 or 40 minutes. It was a little bit longer of a wait than normal.
Yeah.
But I guess what we realized is that something was wrong in the kitchen. They were
was
like
like one
shortly
cook.
staffed or
Yeah.
something. But we did get our food. They didn't give us. They didn't give me my toast. That was one thing that didn't come. And we didn't get ketchup or Cholula, which we asked
Yeah,
for.
by the.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Well, they were so short staffed that the lady left with
Lula.
with hot sauce. So like the lady
like hot
left
sauce, man. You know.
and she basically gave us our main food. You know, she gave us the pancakes.
What the-
What'd you have, Trevor?
I had fucking pumpkin spice pancakes.
Oh,
you're such
you're
a
shit.
young
Bitch.
college girl drinking
Basic
a
bitch
pumpkin
right here.
spice latte. Over
Yeah.
there.
Hey, I didn't have a White
It's not
Claw.
even fall
I
yet,
didn't have a
bitch.
White Claw.
It's not even fall
Trevor's
yet.
Oh.
like, I get all the pumpkin spice I can while I can.
I've been avoiding that. Yeah, now you put
fuck
on your
y'all.
shades. Now you put on the shades.
Well, it is. The sun is casting off of there, so I'll give him that one. That's a good time to use shades.
Come on.
yeah.
Anyway,
so
so-
what ends up happening? I get chocolate chip pancakes, and we get like eggs and sausage or something like
Yeah,
that.
we get some hash browns.
We
Good.
eat. We eat pretty quickly. We're
We ate
both
real
hungry.
quick. We were hungry.
And then we realized that nobody's coming back for like to give us our check or
Like,
anything.
we
It's
better
just
just
gotten
figure it out.
busier, you know.
Yeah.
So we go stand up by the thing, just kind of waiting for them to see us, and we'll pay and we'll leave. But as that happens, like a Mexican family comes in, and maybe there's like 10,
plus
12
people.
of them,
A
something.
lot of people.
A lot of kids and adults and stuff. And as they're coming in, they're also waiting, and the little hostess behind the thing is trying to seat them. It's just a larger group. And as she sees us, she's like, "Are you guys trying to pay?" And we go, "Yeah." And she's like, "Oh, okay, just give us a minute." And what ends up happening is we're standing there waiting by the family. They're about to get seated, and this old man stands up and walks over.
Old Caucasian man.
Old white dude, fucking 70-something years old. And he goes, "They just had a bus come here." And he's like, "From Mexico."
And then
they
Texas.
just dropped them all off, huh?
Another
And then-
busload
and then
from
we were
Texas for Mexico,
I don't know, I
huh?
guess. And then he's like, "Ha ha ha." So we just met
Creepy
some
old
random
man goblin
racist
laugh.
dude
I did goblin
for
laugh.
no reason.
Goblin
Like,
He old goblin laugh.
yeah, and he
I'm a
walks
troll,
by
so I
this
know about
Mexican
goblins. Look
family,
out
and
for
I'm
him.
just
What
like,
he's saying.
man, this dude's a piece of shit, bro. This guy's a fucking asshole.
I feel like you gotta explain that.
And the family's seated. We just hear him say this racist joke, and then they finally come with our check, and we're just ready to go. So we literally
just threw
Trevor takes
bitch
out
cash.
$23, I take out $25, and we just throw
Throw
it
the
at him.
cash. You
And
gotta
we're like,
fuck up.
we
Let's
gotta
get outta
leave.
here.
We gotta leave. This
Fuck all
IHOP was a terrible idea.
IHOP.
The food,
Super Mexican.
the food, yeah,
Yes.
very much so. The food, very good.
Very good.
Food
Just
was great.
understaffed.
Yeah, yeah.
The service
just need more
kinda
people.
Okay.
You need
lacking,
more people.
but
Just need more people.
apparently,
Eugene, yeah.
apparently the dude that was waiting on us like quit
He quit right after he
after
ordered
he
us.
took our order.
Yeah, Mason told
He
us
was
the
so
front hostess.
frustrated, and I bet somebody was, you know, he was having a moment.
Yeah,
And somebody
the
was
hostess
like, "Get it
told us
together."
that as we were like trying to pay, like, oh yeah,
Oh my
he quit.
Yeah, he just walked
I'm
out.
glad you guys withhold that.
But it was such a thing because we were just like, what? Okay, we'll check. We'll pay whatever. We'll get
This guy's pondering life decisions, and we're over here just eating our
shit.
pancakes.
And this dude's
bliss.
being racist as he
Shit.
walks out.
Yeah.
And we're like, what the hell's happening?
Oh, and
right
as
now?
we get out of there, we see this random dude with his fucking shirt pulled up, and he had all these back tattoos.
He had a piece of a back tattoo.
huge
I
back
mean,
tattoo.
Probably 30 plus hours of work, a lot of ink.
and there were these
then-
weird looking chicks just rubbing his
Yeah,
back.
rubbing his back because
These
he's showing
weird
it
chicks,
to some
yeah, these
girls.
weird chicks just rubbing his back in the parking lot
They
as we
were
pulled
they
out.
were all outside folks, if I could say that. They were all with their bikes and they were
They were
hanging out,
They were just messing around. You know?
messing around a little
Yeah.
bit.
Messing around.
Messing around a
Dude, what
little
if
bit.
it's
But-
Japanese art? Like,
Yeah,
what-
I think it turned in Japanese. I really think so.
We already did that episode.
Oh,
The episode
but
called Turning Japanese.
it was really
Okay, come back
hilarious
to it.
because it was like as we're cruising out, I'm just like IHOP, where you check out your buddy's back tattoo.
Damn!
And random old
Nothing
men say
wrong.
crazy shit to you, like,
So, are we going back to the IHOP?
I don't know, the food was good, but
Food
just
was
the
good, but the service was
crap.
crazy.
And the
And
people.
there was a bunch of racist, crazy people in the parking lot.
People,
But
and
that's
weird.
Tattoo art.
I don't have any back tats. Like I have tats on my arms, I don't have any back tats, so I wouldn't be
It was
cool.
a big piece,
It
but
was
he was
huge.
showing it off, and it was just an
Yeah.
odd time. It was 11 or 10 o'clock in the morning, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
10
were just
o'clock,
getting done
I'm
with
sure my
breakfast.
tattoo.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
I guess, you know.
I feel it.
I think I'd go back, but I think I want to give it some time, you know, because maybe they'll get some more staff, you know, maybe they'll get their system kind of thing, you know, plugged in. You don't have to raise your hand, bro. This isn't school. Dylan's over here raising his hand.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Sorry,
just speak up.
Okay.
Teacher.
No. Sorry, I'm super studio based. I understand
I hear
studio.
it.
Like, I'm trying to be for the mic, where like it's
You're
a
fine.
performance.
You're fine.
Like essentially, so I'm trying to acknowledge the mic. Like the mic.
Dylan
is-
also used to be an actor, by
Dylan,
the
lean
way.
in. Speak into the mic, por favor.
You should talk
You're
about real
fine.
quick when you did acting, just for.
I've done acting 1. I've done acting 2.
I've done acting 1. That's a fun one.
It's really so like okay. The mic isn't an entity separated from everyone else. It's part of the group.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I
It's our
acknowledge
fifth
it.
wheel.
Yeah, it's the fifth wheel. Yeah.
It's a
Right.
little
Right.
boy
In
of
this
Indian.
group.
Wheel
In
when
this
you're going
group.
off
In
the
this
road,
group.
baby.
It's a little
So-
Indian boy of love with Captain Planet because he was
Yes!
always the fifth and final
Yes!
one. He's a little
Yes!
Indian boy of love.
Captain, there's so many
I love
Captain
that.
Planet
Yeah.
jokes about him being a pedophile because one of the
No.
Everyone else was like
No.
earth, wind,
young
water,
Indian
fire.
boys' love.
He was the best. He was the most. He was the
Well,
best.
he was the glue. You know, if anything, the
Yeah,
other people were like the real superpowers, and he was the glue that
Wait.
held the team together.
He wasn't just like. Wasn't he like the power of love though?
Yeah, but
And
like the
there's
power
a lot
of
of there are a lot of
love.
little boy prostitutes in India.
What
so
did
that's
he
why it's
wasn't
like,
just the glue.
But what did it do?
Love is a.
What did
is
the
a
power of
powerful
love
element.
do? Does it make you reconsider your opinions and like? Now
Wait a
I
second,
don't like
fracking.
Roe versus
Whoa,
Wade as
whoa
much,
there.
You know?
Love is arbitrary. Like there's a lot of arbitrary elements.
And it's subjective. Like, what if this guy, he hits somebody with the love ray and they're a pedophile, and then he just goes chasing your kid down the
Yeah.
street? Like, you need to be careful with that love power.
Damn, dude.
And I mean, also,
You
what if
cause a ruckus, you don't know that this
And
chick's
also-
been banging her friend on the
also,
side,
like,
and
what-
now you just broken up a family because you hit him with a love ray?
What if you go hit an oil, like a crew working on the oil fields, and you have love ray, and they all just start fucking and raping anything they can find? Because they've been just
Hey, you got a
pumping.
hole,
They've been
we'll fill
pumping
it.
all day, and they want to do
Captain
some other
Planet.
pumping all
You got a
day.
hole, we'll fill it.
Exactly.
Damn, dude.
They'll
Damn.
fill their fluids all over those holes.
Damn, that's dirty.
I know. Well, it's oil, man. Oil's a dirty business. It's a dirty business. Come on, you gotta give me that.
I had to give you that.
All right.
I don't give Trevor much, but like
A little
he's
bit
been
of,
on
little
point
bit of
with
love,
this,
man.
this
That's all
podcast.
he needs. He'll live off an oily rag.
Exactly.
All right, Trevor, grab that guitar, man.
So wait. What was the question you asked me?
What was it?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it usually happens at the end of the podcast. We're all a little stoned, and it's time to play it off.
Oh, acting. I asked you about acting.
Acting.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
I asked you about acting. So I actually saw him perform at Lane Community College. Did acting
Yeah.
there. Did a good
Yeah,
job.
I did a class over there. It's fun.
Yeah.
Acting's cool.
You an acting class over there?
I did do an acting class
Nice.
over there. I got an A in it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's not too hard to get an A in an acting class, but you got to do the work. Yeah.
But did you do acting 1 or 2?
I did acting 1.
Okay.
Did you get to play
I
a
took it
villain
for a
at
whole
all?
semester. I didn't do a play, but I went. There was a big monologue, or there was a monologue, and then there was a big speech and like play it that you did with somebody else at the end of the semester. And you had like a speech you had to memorize basically, and you had to perform it. But I did really well. I got an A. It was like an A minus. Like he gave, it was a point system or whatever
For the performance,
Yeah. So he said I did really well, but there were some things I could have done better on.
Yeah.
Which is always good. I like constructive criticism better than fucking just
No, I actually had a pretty
Praise.
unique experience because at the time the Oregon Contemporary Theater was having their
I've been over there.
yeah,
It's fun.
yeah. So they had a bunch of their actors come over, and I got to work with them. And there was one lady, like she was so awesome. Like I can't remember her name. Like I feel super bad. That's super spontaneous right now. And it was just like I got to work one-on-one with her, and she like came back another day and stuff. And it's just like she did she played Venus in one of her performances, and she was a super strong role. where like it switched the role of like lead actor. Like you thought the male was the lead actor.
Yeah.
You're like, oh damn, like, and then Venus took
Role
over.
reversal.
Yeah, role reversal. So I got to work with her, and like she really like hit me hard with like some performance. Like this is what you need to work with.
Out of the experience, how would you rate it?
Fucking, I would say 9.5 because she
Yeah.
was just like, she hit me hard. She made me feel bad about myself, like,
Yeah.
like acting wise. Like I was
Oh,
just
of
like,
course.
oh,
There's
like
people that can check you like in the world, and it's just with their skills.
with their skills, yeah. And
Yeah.
I was just like, and like I mean, Trevor, like I feel like he sees the good aspects of me, like that. I mean, he's seen a lot of bad aspects, but he's also seen a really like my like Gryffindor aspects too.
Sure.
Like again,
Everybody
like
has
I
good
say
in it, man. It's
Gryffindor
what you
because like
project.
we talk about these scale systems
Yeah.
a lot, and I'm Gryffindor. Trevor's Hufflepuff. And it's just a scale system that we like to
I like to
rank
get
each other.
stoned and figure weird shit
Harry
out.
Potter stuff.
Yeah.
Harry Potter stuff, but there's
Right.
actuality to it.
Well,
like,
I had a great experience acting too. I'd probably give it like a 9 out of 10. It was fun.
9 out of
It was
10,
a good,
nice.
It was a good time. The only
Yeah.
thing I didn't like is I kept getting sick during the semester. I missed a little bit of class.
Oh,
because
that sucks.
I was working at the same time, and I was
Oh,
trying
Were
to
you
get
at
away.
Subway?
Yeah, and so I was doing
Subway
fucking 6
sandwich.
days a week. I was doing 6 days a
Slinging
week at
sandwiches.
Subway and going to school 4 days a week. So I was exhausted.
Yeah, that
so
shit
you're
sucks.
basically acting too, because you have to like work in front of people.
Of course, all day long.
Yep.
But yeah, try it out, folks. Acting's great. We've had a great podcast today. It's been fun.
I had to do public speaking, and it was, the problem was is people would be serious, but I would always, apparently I was a joker and a bit of a smart ass.
Were you a
And-
bit of a midnight toker?
I was playing my music in the sun.
Wow.
But anyways.
Of course.
But yeah, we had to do this like improv speech. I remember one time, it's like, all right, you got 5 minutes. You're gonna stand outside the class. You can't use your phone, and then you come back and you just give a speech.
Yep.
on
Nice.
anything, and made everyone do it. And most people like gave one, like this one guy gave a pretty good one on like having depression, or like this one guy talked about. He was talking about mountain biking, which was cool. Or just like random shit, and then I just decided like, I'm gonna do the comedy rap. Fuck y'all. And I had gotten stoned right before class, and I listened to some Dave Chappelle. I got stoned, listened to Dave Chappelle, and I was like, I'm gonna do this shit.
That's
So I walked out there and I was like, thunder, thunder, thundercats, oh! And I put my fucking leg on one of the fucking desks. Like, I went for it, bro. And the teacher was like, what the fuck? And like, all the dudes instantly smiled, and I was like, man, let's talk about this shit. And I was like, Thundercats, what's going on? I talked about, so the whole deal with Chachara, she's like this cheetah woman, right? So like you jerked off to her, like had romantic feelings. Is it weird? Is it bestiality? And all the dudes were fucking cracking up, bro. And the women were just like confused as shit. And the teacher, she just, this frown kept growing on her face.
She
I
went
was
from like,
oh shit.
Trevor's gonna do an
I was kind of like your wedding where I went for it. I went Chris
Oh
Farley
my
that
God.
shit 100%. And yeah, she's like,
Shout out to Chris Farley and
Yeah,
shit.
dude.
Sometimes you just gotta do
you
it.
just gotta go for it. Like I just went for
Sometimes
it.
you just gotta bite the lettuce.
And yeah, hey, I only chew my lettuce twice, man.
Hey.
Johnson. But yeah, I did that, and she pulled me aside. She's like, "Look, I'm giving you a D for this because I don't think it was good." And then when they voted in the class, they're like, "Who's your favorite?" Like all the dudes pretty much voted for me, and I was like, and yeah, she just did not like me as a person. So there we go.
Well, Trevor,
that was my
not
experience
everybody's
back
gonna
in-
like you as
I know.
a person.
That was the
but
only time I did
sometimes-
acting was comedy.
But sometimes you just gotta do a good job, you know. And do
I
you
know.
think you did a good job?
I did a great job.
All right, then that's all you need to do, man. You go in there and you give it your best.
Okay.
All right, Trevor, you ready to play us out? Dylan,
Any
Chris?
last announcements? You want to talk about
You
your
want to
art
talk
real
about
quick at
anything
the
real
art?
fast?
Tell us where your art's at right now.
So okay, sorry guys. Like I'm an artist again, like a large format photographer. Dylan
Become a
DeArmond.
professional artist.
I'm a professional
Sure.
artist. Yeah,
Pretty
I
cool
mean, I
photographer.
really like if you want a portrait, you want a landscape, like whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for creative art, cool.
Can they find you on social media?
You can find me on social media,
Where at?
Instagram. You can find me at random D-man.
Dylan
Random dot D-man, and then you can find me on Instagram. Otherwise, look up Dylan DeArmond,
Spell
And
that
you can
last
find me.
name for people.
So I made it super simple. I know my last name's kind of French.
Yeah.
So I've
Oui.
Americanized it to make it super simple. It's a DYLANDEARMAN.
There you go.
Americanized.
All right.
It's
America.
not French. Super
Freedom
easy.
fries, not fucking French fries, folks. Let's
Exactly.
go.
Let's do this. If you're looking for me, if you want some like creative art, like I could do the creative art. If you want commercial art, I could do the commercial art, but like you're gonna get mediocre. Again, I just do. I like the 19th century process. Like, let's keep it slow. Like, let's keep it simple. Let's do this shit,
But without the slavery.
but without the slavery.
All right,
Like,
good.
I definitely, I'm into equality. I'm into like speculation. I'm into like weirdness. If you want to put some Wicca in there, I'm down with it. Like, let's put some sorcery in
Let's
that
do
shit.
some
dude,
voodoo.
let's do
some
it.
Hoodoo, the
Let's
do
voodoo
it.
that
Exactly.
you do.
Like,
So
let's
you
do that
can like
shit.
take a photograph and then like the spirit of the people can haunt those people that look at the photograph later on.
Let's put the photograph in a jar and let's fucking like make it spiritual. dude.
Gypsy tears, lots of gypsy tears
All
on
right,
this
folks,
thing.
check out Dylan and Chris.
I'm down,
Thank you for being
like-
here, man.
Spiritual shit? Yeah, hell yeah.
doing
Alright,
fine.
yeah, good.
Chris, Silver
fine.
Scroll,
Fine.
tell us something. Close it out for us, man. Some
Give
funny
us
shit.
last
with-
comments, man.
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
I
It's
know
like,
you got
it's
some.
like Jerry Springer. Final thoughts.
It's been
Final
a good
thoughts.
podcast so far.
Yeah. Well,
And
finish us off, man.
finishing it off. I don't
Yeah.
have
What do you-
anything to say. We can
you
look
gotta
at some
have
more
one
artwork.
wonder-
Come on.
Now,
You
nugget
have
of
many
wisdom.
wise.
You gotta have a
You
nugget
have
of
many
wisdom.
wise sayings. I know you do.
Nugget.
No, I don't have anything.
Come on.
No,
Chris.
dude, what the fuck?
No,
Come on,
no.
man. You're breaking
got
down his
something.
heart
You
over
got
here.
something.
Breaking his heart.
No, I don't
Chris's
have anything.
Chris's whole life philosophy is fuck that shit. I ain't doing
Fuck
that.
that shit.
I ain't doing that. You can't make me.
I don't have any gold nuggets.
Nothing?
Yeah, no, I don't need nuggets.
Draw more dogs.
Draw more dogs? You gonna draw some more dogs and
Well, you can look through the artwork if you want.
You gonna draw a couple
You
more
can
dogs?
more.
you should.
Not right
Are you
now.
gonna go into any art competitions? I think
No,
you should.
no,
you should.
no,
They
definitely
have
not.
public.
I know. I might put it in the fair or something.
You should
That
put it
would
in
be
the fair.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, Chris has got stuff going to the fair soon.
Yeah.
We got two artists in here.
Trevor's gonna be growing out that mohawk.
Yes,
Alright.
yes.
I'm not gonna do that with the Golden water polo.
I'm so excited.
That's not
for
as.
this.
All right,
I hate
Trevor,
all of
play
you.
us out.
I hate all of
You'll be
you.
the first punk rock water polo player.
You got it, Chris. You got it. You got
Shades
it.
are on.
Perfect.
Shades are on.
All of you. That's based on the ocean I went to yesterday. There was a loud
Hey.
horn that went off every 30 seconds. It was like, "Meow." So I was like, oh, I know what my opening chord is going to be now.
Trevor channeling the power of the foghorn.
Yes, that's my foghorn song.
That's his foghorn leghorn song. I tell you what.
Now let me tell you.
All right, folks, that's been us, Two Lonely Boys in a Canoe. Thanks again, Dylan and Chris, for stopping by.
Thanks
You can check us
again.
out on YouTube at
No
Two
problem.
Lonely Boys in a Canoe podcast. We're also on Instagram and Facebook. Check us out, folks. All right, Trevor, anything else?
Be good. We got episode 36 up. I'm going to have this up soon.
Oh, yeah.
Remember to always piss on your waitresses and tip your urinals as always.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Gangster's Paradise.